uncover this piece of trash, you all need to first know that she has a TikTok account. Melinda Loveless has a TikTok account and commented on Gypsy Rose's video. Yeah. In 1985, the small town of Madison, Indiana, became the setting for one of the most disturbing crimes involving teenage violence in American history. At the center of it all was Melinda Loveless, a 16-year-old girl whose obsession, jealousy, and rage would end in the brutal murder of 12-year-old Shonda Sharir. Shonda was known as a sweet and trusting young girl. She had recently become involved with another teenage girl named Amanda Heavrin, who had previously dated Melinda Loveless. Melinda was deeply possessive and controlling, and when she learned that Shonda and Amanda were spending time together, her anger quickly turned dangerous. Friends later described Melinda as manipulative and violent, someone who often talked about revenge and intimidation, but nobody imagined just how far she was willing to go. On the night of January the 10th, 1992, Melinda and 3 other teenage girls drove to Shonda's house. The group included Lori Tackett, Hope Rippey, and Tony Lawrence. They convinced Shonda to sneak out of her home by pretending they simply wanted to hang out and talk. Shonda climbed into the car believing she was safe. Instead, she was being driven straight into a nightmare. Almost immediately, the girls began threatening her. Melinda accused Shonda of stealing Amanda away from her, and the car quickly became a moving prison. Shonda was slapped, screamed at, and terrorized by the group and drove around rural Indiana in the middle of the night. At one point, they took her to a secluded area near the Jefferson County line where the violence escalated. The girls stripped Shonda naked in freezing temperatures and beat her repeatedly. The attack continued for hours. Shonda was stabbed, kicked, and humiliated while begging for mercy. Witness statements later revealed that Melinda appeared especially determined to make Shonda suffer. The group drove her from place to place across southern Indiana, stopping occasionally to continue the torture. Throughout the ordeal, Shonda was barely conscious, yet somehow still alive. As dawn approached, the girls realized Shonda might survive and identify them. Instead of taking her to a hospital, they made the decision to kill her. Near a remote field in Clark County, Lori Tackett poured gasoline over Shonda's body while the others watched. The girls then set her on fire and drove away, leaving the 12-year-old alone in the dark. Shonda died from smoke inhalation and severe burns. Investigators later said she had been alive when the fire was lit. The crime shocked the nation not only because of its brutality, but because every person involved was a teenage girl. Detectives quickly uncovered inconsistencies in the suspects' stories, and the truth slowly unraveled during interrogations. One by one, the girls confessed and blamed each other for different parts of the attack. Melinda Loveless eventually pleaded guilty to murder and received a 60-year prison sentence. The other girls were also convicted and sentenced to prison terms of varying lengths. Over the years, most of them were eventually released, including Melinda herself, who was paroled in 2019 after serving more than 2 decades behind bars.